They stopped the oil from leaking in the Gulf. That's big. That's big. I mean, finally, I haven't really heard anything about LeBron James this week. I'm excited. I'm super excited that there was something relevant on my TV this week. Something that I actually cared about was on every station. Of course, now everybody's like, well, what took Obama so long? Like, are you serious? Did you want Obama to dive down into the Gulf Coast and plug the leak up himself? Like, what were you expecting him to do? Seriously. It's like, he's in a no-win situation with most things, but especially with this, because people are crazy. That's pretty much what I've learned in the past couple of weeks. People are crazy. They're crazy. But I'm glad that that's over with. Now they're talking about they have to drill 2 relief wells, and people are mad because he put a ban on deep water oil drilling, and it's foolishness. It's absolute, utter foolishness what's going on surrounding this. It's like, get over yourselves. People are crazy. I know I said that already, but they are. Like, really. Anyway, finally, the hole is plugged, done and done. But can we move on? Of course not. No. Still, people are going to talk about Obama. People are going to be talking about what he should have done and how he should have handled it and foolishness like that. So, hopefully, the people on the Gulf Coast get the help that they need from BP, the people that spilled the oil into the water in the first place, not from the United States of America. I mean, not that we shouldn't help them, but we didn't spill the oil, plain and simple, okay? So, everybody blaming Obama for, like, he sliced the hole or burned down the oil rig or whatever. Get over it. Cut it out. In other news, my alarm goes off at 4:45 during the week. Okay, so I don't actually get up until 6, but my alarm goes off at 4:45. And I was up at 4:45, and the news isn't really on. I think I was watching something on DVR when around 5 or so, I hear what sounds like, I guess it sounded like barrels or something. Somebody was rolling a big, gigantic barrel down the hallway, and I was like, who's rolling a barrel down the hall at 5 o'clock? Then it got louder, and it sounded like a herd of animals. And I was like, what is that? I paused the TV, and I was lying there, and I was listening, and then my walls started shaking, like my room shook. And I was like, was that an earthquake? No way. So I laid there shook. I mean, straight up shook for about 3 minutes. I turned on the news. Nobody had said anything about it yet. So I was just trying to figure out what to do. So, of course, I took to Twitter. And I asked my friends, I was like, did anybody else feel that? Because usually that's what my friends do. When they wake up in the middle of the night, they go to Twitter or they go to Facebook. So I took to Twitter, and I asked if anybody felt that. And then maybe 10 minutes later, finally, on the news, they said that there was actually a 3.6 magnitude earthquake in the DMV. What? What? Like, really? Seriously? A real live earthquake? Like, yeah. My walls shook. And I was so ill prepared for it, it didn't even occur to me that there's a picture hanging over my head. Like, had the earthquake lasted just a little bit longer, or been just a little bit harder, I probably would be in the hospital right now with a big gash in my head and unconscious still, because, oh my gosh, there's a picture hanging over my bed. I didn't even think about it, though. I'm thinking, who's out there making all that noise? I was like, because I live off the street, like off the street, so I couldn't even imagine. I was like, is that a train? Because sometimes you can hear the metro. So I'm thinking, is that a train? No, it was an earthquake. And, people were acting like God was coming back. And I'm thinking to myself, Jesus is not coming back because I didn't hear any trumpets. So I don't know what Bible you're reading, but it's not just going to be an earthquake, homie. There's going to be a lot going on, okay? It was still dark outside, and there were no trumpets. So guess what? The sky did not unfold. The earth just shook. That's it. And it happened. Sure, this was the highest magnitude earthquake that we've had in this area, but I assure you that didn't mean that Jesus is coming back. There were no trumpets, okay? When you hear trumpets, then you get worried. There was a little girl in this program, this internship program. Not internship, I'm tripping today. Mentoring program. And she used to always think Jesus was coming back because she said she went to Great Wolf Lodge one day and she heard trumpets and she started freaking out. But apparently they play a trumpeting sound when they need everybody to get out of the water. Yeah, so she was in the middle of Great Wolf Lodge crying because she thought it was the end of the world and it was just the signal for everybody to get out of the pool. Then she said one day she was at the bus stop one morning and she said she thought she heard trumpets, so she went running home, and when she got to her front porch, she looked up and realized she didn't see any angels or any fire or anything like that, nothing catastrophic or traumatizing in the sky. So she turned around and she just went back to the bus stop. But ever since then, like, I've thought about that, like, seriously, and that, I mean, like, I think about that all the time when people are like, oh, the Lord's coming back soon. And I'm like, well, I don't hear any trumpets, so, you know, I'm cool. But the thing that really bothered me the most is people were freaking out. Like, oh, this is the end of the world, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking to myself, if your life was right, if you were confident in your relationship with the Lord, yeah, you wouldn't really be worried about a little earthquake. Now, like I said, I was shook for about 3 minutes, and then I was like, there's really nothing I can do. It's not like I can stop the earth from shaking. But, yeah, that's my wrap-up for this week. I don't even know the date. I just pulled out my phone and started talking. But, hope you guys were entertained. Have a good Sunday.